Hey there neighbors, Kevin here with eTrailer, and today we have a 2017 Jayco Eagle Fifth Wheel trailer that we're going to be test fitting in some of our Thomas Payne furniture. Now this specific setup here is the Seismic series from Thomas Payne, and this is going to have all those bells and whistles that you're wanting out of your RV couch. Now these are a little bit heavier, so perfect thing, they come already disassembled in the box. You're going to get them all in separate boxes. The only thing that you'll see with the base and the back is that usually the back is just sitting right on top of it, and it's going to have some clips that it'll pop into once it's actually installed. And with this one, it is going to have some extra wiring too, just because there are all those bells and whistles like I was talking about. So why don't we go ahead, we'll get this popped into our trailer. Now the back is going to be super easy, the center console is going to be super easy depending on which one you go with, or if you don't go with it at all. And the base is what's going to be the real challenge here, which even then isn't too bad, especially compared to some of the other couches. Since it is separate like this, you can kind of flip it on its side, but just keep in mind it's a little bit heavier than some of the other options because they have built-in massagers and heating. So we add all that extra weight from all those electronics going in here as well. Now I just brought that piece through on its side, so it really wasn't a problem, but you definitely want to come over and measure your door width, and that's going to be from flange to flange, and that's going to give you how much space you have to actually bring that furniture through. With the majority of the furniture that we're going to have today, it's always going to be about 26 inches that you're going to need, and with ours it's 28 3/8, so I typically am not going to have to worry when I bring that furniture in. More so, I'm just going to have to worry, am I going to be able to make it around this turn here, because we have a wall with a doorknob, a door handle, and also a fire extinguisher that's going to be in our way. All right, now to put our couch together, we'll pop on the back, and it's going to have two slots to pop into the prongs that stick out here. So once you get one side in, you can then kind of pull over, get the other one in. There we go, and that'll click into place. Then we got a couple of things we got to put together too, because we have all those extra accessories. So looking at it, it's going to be matching up color for color here. Black to black on the lumbar. Headrest has got a red. And then we've got these two wires. These aren't as important. These are going to be either one. These are for the massager. And just pop those on. And they're only going to go on one way. They are shaped. Pushing that tab so I can show you actually. There we go. You can see it's got a square edge on one side, then kind of comes in rounded more on the other. So it's only going to go in one way, making it real easy to pop on. And that's it for the wiring side. We are going to have to do this on the other end of our couch as well, but once we're done with that, we then just take this, and we got some hook and loop fasteners on the bottom of our backing here, and then also on the bottom of the frame, and that's just going to mesh up real nice together and hide all of that and make this look like it's one solid piece of furniture. So this Seismic series couch is going to come in a couple of different options. So the first option is going to be just the two seats. Then with those two seats, you can also get either the skinny center console or the wider one as well. I'm going to start out with that wider one. We're going to take a look at that, and we'll keep working our way down smaller and smaller till we have just the two couch pieces together. So to get this in place, we're going to have some cleats on the side, and they're going to mesh up by just simply slotting them over. You'll see this one, the tong part of that, or cleat part of that, is kind of facing down. On the opposite side over here, it's going to be facing up, so that way those two mesh together, hold it in place, and it'll be the same thing over on this other side. So you got to kind of work your way from one side over to the other. So I'm going to start with that side, work my way over. I'll move this side out of the way a bit. We'll grab our center console. And this center console is also going to come with a cable because we have a outlet and charger right here at the top. Cable back there, pop in our cleats, pull out my cable from that, and now that's not going to match up perfectly with my outlet, so I would have to get an extension cord just because my outlet sits a little bit further over into this corner. But obviously that'll be different depending on your RV. we can line up this side, pop that into place. There we go. And we have our sectional all put together. All right, now each end, so our actual seat portion here, is going to have its own wire harness to plug in. So definitely want to get yourself a surge protector with a couple different outlets, so that way you can run both seats as well as the center console as well. I'm going to plug this in. There's going to be one little inlet on this back portion here, and it's only going to go on one way. So get it lined up properly and popped in place, and that's going to have our couch all set up and ready to go. All right, now that we have it in place, we have each connected to each other, and we have our wire harnesses plugged in. That's going to do it for the install side of this. The next portion is really just making sure that you have enough wall clearance, because this can recline, so this is going to come back a bit. It's not as extreme as some of the other options, because as it leans back, it also kind of pulls in and down at the bottom of our backrest here, so it doesn't take up too much space. I've got it at right at like 4, maybe 4.25 for our clearance to the wall here. And if I fully put this out, we'll push out the recline button. We should be good. Obviously, I got enough wall clearance. The bigger thing here is that I have a drape holder thing that's right here at the bottom. That's really what's sticking out, because I still have probably a good inch, inch and a half, almost 2 inches of clearance between the edge of our seat and the wall here. So my obstacles are the drapes and the shades here. So general impressions, just right off the bat, nice and comfy, exactly what you'd expect out of a leather couch here. This is a polyhide polyester, which is going to give you that leather-like feel, but still be able to wipe it clean, and it's obviously not going to give you that same price point as a leather. So save you a couple bucks there. And then just getting into some of the technology on this is going to have a built-in light that not only will go around your cup holder, but it's also got a light built in at the footrest here down below, right at that base, so that way it shines out a little bit. That'd be nice if you're maybe watching a movie or something. It's low light, but you still want a little bit so that way people can walk through. Following that up, we have our heat setting, which is going to help warm up our seat, make it nice and cozy here so we can take a nice good nap. Following that one is going to be our extension for reclining. So this button is going to have it go out. The one with the home shape behind the person there is going to have it come back in. From there, we have our headrest adjustment, which you can see just because of the arrows coming off of the head there. That's going to push up the headrest. You can see it stick out more and more and more. That's obviously a better option for when you're fully reclined back. That way it can tilt up so it supports your neck while you're watching TV. When we have that come back in, we can then have our backrest also come out. So say you need some better lumbar support, you can push out on this button and you can see it start to kind of work its way out until it stops. Then we can move it on back for the next person. And last but not least, we also have a massager built into the chair. So you can just press that button, and I'm feeling it right in my back right here. So you can not only get a little warm and cozy with the heat function, but also have that massager to make it a much more comfortable time sitting here in your camper. And say your phone is dead, or maybe it's starting to die, you want to start charging it while you're sitting here. There's a nice little USB-C charge port that's built right into the cup holder. Now with our heat function, there are going to be 2 levels to it. You can look at that. You see how it's all bright throughout it. And when we hit it again, it's now going to be a little bit more dull. Only about half of it's really lit up. And then one more time, we'll turn it back off. Now for the massage function, that's going to have 3 different settings, starting out with your highest, medium, and then your lowest setting. And if you click it one more time, that'll turn that off. Now in our current configuration, we have the wider center console here, which is going to give us a lot of storage space, so that way we can easily throw in our TV remote, maybe a couple magazines, maybe we have some snacks we want to have kind of sit in this space between you and your loved one while you're sitting there watching some TV, and you can easily close it up, have a nice comfy cushioned spot for your arm to rest on, and some nice wide cup holders. Now I've got my tape measure right here. Let's take some measurements on those. So it looks like the diameter of it's going to be right around 3 1/4. So I've got big old water bottle here that I've been trying out. It's one of our etrailer ones, and it unfortunately does not fit in this specific cup holder. So if I was the one living with it, I would probably just flip that up and throw it in there if I was wanting to, or just kind of tuck it next to me. Now your 16, your 12-ounce cans, anything like that, it's going to be a little bit slimmer, or your coffee mug, stuff like that, that's probably going to drop right in there, no problem. Just double check the measurements on it, obviously, since, like I said, this is 3 1/4. Now, if you're needing to charge anything, maybe you got a laptop with you, you're doing a little bit of work while you're out, you'll just want to press this button. Up will pop this little outlet for your 110 service, so that way you can plug in whatever you got going on. Maybe the heat function isn't enough for you. You want to throw on a heated blanket too. You can pop that right in. And then there's also going to be 2 USB ports, so both you and whoever you're sitting with can plug in their phone and keep that charged up as well. Now, one feature I'm going to briefly talk about here is this little guy right here. This is an accessory post. We don't currently have any of those accessories with us today, so unfortunately I can't demo those for you. But these will be popping up here at eTrailer in just a little bit, and you'll be able to add those on. So that's going to be your little table holder, extra cup holders, stuff like that. Lippert's come out with a bunch of different options for you to make that experience all the more better. So now at this point, I want to take some measurements and kind of give you a better idea of what you're getting here. So seat-wise, going just up to the backrest here to the front, we're looking at right around 21 inches. From side to side, 21.5 inches, so nice wide seat for you, pretty deep as well. And for our height up to that seat, we're sitting at right around 19 inches, which is pretty much the standard. For the backrest, that is going to sit at roughly 26 inches. It's a little hard to fully tell just because this is kind of slanted at an angle, and also you're kind of gauging it off the cushions, which this cushion you could kind of press back in or have it stick up a little bit more in some cases. So that measurement might be a little bit wonky. Now overall width, which is pretty important here since it's got to fit in here with a bunch of other stuff, right at 67 inches overall. So got a lot of real estate here that we're working with, and if that 67 inches is just going to be too much for you, there's also a smaller center console, which I'm going to swap in just a minute, and we can check out what that's going to do for us. All right, so dropping in our smaller center console is going to be the exact same. The only difference here is this one doesn't have any kind of electronics built into it, so we don't have a cord that we need to plug in from this one. This one's going to be a solo, just storage and a 2 cup holder spot for you. So let's get our seat back in place. There we go, popped into the cleat, and I'll plug this back in now. All right, so like I said, there's not really much to this second center console here, just the 2 cup holders, which are still the same at 3 1/4 for the diameter of that cup holder. Now our space here is severely shortened up just because our old center console is about 12 inches in width, whereas this one is only 5 inches. So losing a lot of space, probably wouldn't be able to store the full-size remote like we have today. This is from a Furrion TV. Oh, okay, it does actually fit in there. We can get one remote, maybe a couple other things in there as well. But obviously not as much storage as the previous one. But the benefit of that is we now have a shorter couch overall. So let's see what that brought us to. So we're right at 60 inches, which would be 67 minus 7, obviously. So definitely closes that in a little bit more, gives us some more working room over here so we can bring our dining chair back in and be able to sit here as well. All right, and I popped off our side here. We're going to get down to our final configuration, which is going to be just the 2 seats together. So that's going to take out another 5 inches from this, dropping us to 55 inches overall. And we can simply move that together, drop in the cleats. With that in, that does it for our configuration swap here. We got the 2 seats together so you can spend a little bit more quality time with whoever you decide to take camping with you. And you don't really lose too much from it, especially just from that smaller center console. The only thing you don't have now is obviously that armrest to rest on and then the additional cup holders, but at least you still got your cup holders on your armrest on the other side. So now that we've gone through each version, or configuration, I should say, of our Satchela Seismic series Thomas Payne couch. That is going to do it for the look at and installation here. I do want to stress though that there are a lot of other options available. Maybe Satchela isn't the right color for you. Maybe there's a gray that you're needing or more of a whitish color that you're looking for. There are those options here at eTrailer for you. Just check out some of the other videos, whether it's me or from Matt. He's got a couple out there as well. Definitely worth checking out, so that way you can see how it's going to look, get kind of an idea of if this color really is what it looks like in the pictures, because a picture versus actual video is obviously going to be different, and lighting can make a massive difference in what the color looks like as well. So with all that being said, I hope this video helped you out figuring out exactly which piece of furniture is going to be the right one for you. But if you still have questions, please feel free to reach out to us via our Ask the Experts link, a comment on this video, or a phone call to our customer service department, and we'd be happy to help you out in your journey.